Morning, boys.
Good morning, boys.
Welcome to Charlottesville.
If you've been following along with us, you'll know that we moved from Honolulu, Hawaii to the East Coast about a month and a half ago. We packed up all of our belongings, sold our cars, and left the island. We were meant to do a video documenting our move, but this is not that video. Our storage container still hasn't arrived from Hawaii, we have no furniture, and we're living out of suitcases. And now our house isn't going to be ready for another 2 to 3 months. Absolute nightmare. So we decided to take a little long weekend and head down to Virginia's wine country. We took 4 different wine tours to 15 different wineries, 3 cideries, and we stayed at 2 different hotels. We also explored downtown Charlottesville and the surrounding areas. So this is that video.
So what's on the agenda?
Okay, so I can actually show you the agenda.
Okay.
Because I made one. Ridiculous amount of stuff on.
Yeah, so we're up here for 2 days. We got up here kind of in the early afternoon. So we jumped in our tour.
The tour started at 11:45 and we have a driver until 5:45.
Yep.
So she's gonna, well, she picked us up, she took us here to King Family Vineyards, and then we have 4 more after this. And then she's gonna take us all the way back to Boar's Head Resort because they're doing like a little event tonight.
And then we're with her again. And then we're with her again tomorrow.
We're with her again tomorrow, but we've already done one of these tours, so like we know it's so good.
And here's the area we're gonna be exploring.
Yeah.
So see you guys in a bit.
Right, so we've decided to only do wine flights of this one. Maybe have a glass as well, but we're not having food because they only have the food truck and then they have the like little stuff in the fridge, charcuterie boards and stuff, but they're pre-made. But we're looking for a fancy charcuterie board.
All right, King Family Vineyards, number 3 for me. Meritage 2021. That's my fave. What do you got?
I like the 2020 Brut and the 2022 Chardonnay. And you get a free glass with your tasting. Usually I don't like tchotchkes, but this is pretty nice.
This is a fancy catch. This is where all the horses are. And out in the field in the back.
Exploring, but we're just watching the horses for the last like 20 minutes.
And there's where the tastings are. They got some food trucks.
What sound do they like? Look at that wasp nest.
Oh, Shania.
Oh, are these the actual polo horses, you reckon? I just love it so much.
So this is where they do the polo?
Every Sunday, apparently, they have a polo match. We're here on a Thursday, so there is no polo today, but that would be pretty sick.
Yeah. That's a big old butt.
After exploring outside for a little bit, we decided to go inside and start the day strong by getting a glass of our favorite wines each. Mine was the 2020 Brut, which was $9 a glass, and Jason's was the Meritage 2021, $11 a glass. The tastings were $20 each, and you get the free souvenir wine glass, which is pretty good if you ask me. King Family also had a really cute gift shop with some handmade stuff and some polo merch, but the free wine glasses were enough tchotchkes for one day.
Oh, yeah.
You're getting married?
Yeah.
I love a wedding.
So we're trying to get inside here to see the wedding venue, but this is the outdoor area.
I said we need to tell them that we're looking for wedding venues. They'll let us in. It's so nice.
Yeah, it is.
This outdoor area with like chairs and stuff would be like very, very nice. Also, our driver, Heather, she's the owner of the company, but her name is Heather. She said her daughter got married here and it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really cool venue.
Also, wine update. I like the regular 2020 Brut over the Rosé Brut. So we decided to go for the $20 self-guided flight. It's more of a casual experience. You just go and sit in any of the open seating, but you can book a table if you want a guided flight. It's only $25. They do also offer a $50 option, which is a winery tour and a tasting. But again, we just wanted a casual option, and there was plenty of open seating for everybody. So we spent 50 minutes at King Family Vineyards. We could have done longer. We were enjoying ourselves, but we didn't feel rushed at all. So far, we drove from the Boar's Head Resort to King Family Vineyards, which is a 20-minute drive. And next on the tour is Veritas Winery, which is also a 20-minute drive. So Veritas Winery does have a lot of first come first serve seating options, pretty much any of the picnic tables at the front, and then they have a nice lawn area at the back as well. The table was free to book, and I'm so glad that we did book a table because it was completely packed out inside. There was a big queue at the bar for people ordering food to take to their picnic tables, but we had a server with our table, so that worked out really well. You can book a tour of the winery for $10. You can also book a picnic table with tableside service, that's $25, or you can do lounge seating, which is $50, but honestly what we booked, I wouldn't have changed it. I thought it was an awesome table. So we're at Veritas Winery. Veritas Winery. We got you got a custom flight, right?
Yeah, so I got these two guys here, the Red Star and the Cabernet Franc.
Yep.
And
I
then
got
you went
the
with
sparkling flight. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, this one here.
But it's really cute in here. They put us under this tent because it's probably going to rain. And we got some food coming too.
Alright, that's my favorite.
Which one?
It's Cabernet.
Cab Franc. So we were going to order the cheese board and the charcuterie board as well, but she said that all the cheese comes in the charcuterie board, so we got the charcuterie board and the hummus board.
There's one without spillage.
What?
There's one without spillage because you're messy.
Oh, I'm messy. I'm messy. So all the tables down here are free for all, you don't need a book. Then the tables up on the deck, you have to have a booking. We literally can't recommend Norm's Tours enough. Norm's Transport, I think it's Norm's Transport. We'll put the name below. But look, Heather just came and brought us umbrellas because she's like, oh.
It's about to
it's about the biz, guys. Also, our food just came.
hummus and that's the charcuterie.
Just warm bread. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, look, there was also meat under there.
I got it. Prosciutto?
Oh yeah, that's your kind of. Also, their baguettes are warm. Good. Oh yeah.
So that's the blue cheese.
Oh,
It just
I
says
like
blue
the-
cheese. I really like, so I like the strawberry jam. I like the mustard. I like both meats that we got.
The baguette is 10 out of 10.
Honestly, everything on here is good. The only thing, it's not that like those vegetables are still fresh or anything. You just don't need this stuff. I feel like I'm dipping the bread in the hummus. So
Yeah.
everything was good.
So we only spent 50 minutes at Veritas Winery, and honestly we could have used about 20 or 30 minutes more. We were having such a good time, and then I wouldn't have had to have hid the bread in my bag. But if you want to squeeze 5 wineries in on one day, this is the price that you pay. So Hazy Mountain is the next stop on the wine tour, which is actually only a 10-minute drive. And our lovely driver Heather was just waiting outside for us. I just love her.
And you can also, if you don't want to stay, you can have dinner there.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll put that on my list. I'll put it on your list now.
Okay.
Oh, that is cool. So Heather was just telling us that this is the farmhouse at Veritas Winery. You can stay there if you want to, or you can just go for dinner, which is $120 per person for a 4-course meal.
I'll tell you guys a good story. Guys, I just wanted to get my phone out of my bag and look.
This is so cool.
Look over the back.
At Hazy Mountain Vineyards, they have open seating on the outside lawn, the little terrace outside, and also the upstairs of the tasting room. We actually had a booking at Hazy Mountain Vineyard. We booked the covered patio, but there was also an option to have a seat indoors. You get served at your table for the patio seating and the indoor seating. For the first come, first served options, you just order at the bar and then go find your seat, which is actually what we ended up doing because it was way too hot inside.
right, so we made it over to Hazy Mountain. It was a little too hot in the dining room, so we just said, let's grab a glass of wine.
Yep.
And it is gorgeous over here.
It is gorgeous. I might need my sunnies. What do you reckon?
No. Once the rain stops. How's your wine?
It's actually really good. I went to take a tasting and I looked in my bag for my phone and she was like, is that a baguette?
Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. And I went with the Cab Sav. And we're just having a nice day. And I actually don't mind the rain. It cooled things down a bit.
I mind the rain. I'm frizzy ass.
I think it's gonna get sunny again.
Make me drink what?
There's what's in your wine. Trying to hog it all. It tastes like makeup.
It's literally so good. Excuse me. How good is that?
Baguette update. We have destroyed it.
It's so good. I can't even. We didn't even order food here because I was like, I just want to eat my baguette.
We gotta get Kaylee out of the rain. This is probably one of the prettiest ones we've been. And you can sit on these chairs and just look at this view all day. Venue-wise, this is one of the better ones we've been to so far. So it's worth coming up here just for the venue. We'll have to revisit this one.
The storms rolling in.
Yeah, the storms are rolling in. You got the Blue Ridge Mountains in the back. But we'll put this one as we got to come back, try the food.
Maybe when it's sunny and I don't look like Sasquatch. So at Hazy Mountain we had 55 minutes, but again we didn't eat, so we had more than enough time. Next stop on the tour is Pollak Vineyards. It's a much smaller one, but it's only 10 minutes away from Hazy Mountain. Look at that deer! Oh, that's so cute. So we arrived at Pollak Vineyards at 3:20 p.m. and we had to leave by 4 p.m. to make it to our next winery, well, cidery actually, which only gave us 40 minutes. I thought that would be more than enough time considering it was just the tasting room, a little patio on the outside, and then some outdoor seating with umbrellas. But this one surprised us. We were actually really enjoying ourselves and we could have stayed for an extra 20 or 30 minutes. We didn't make a booking for this one. I don't actually think they take bookings at all, not even for large groups. When we got there, it was actually super busy. All of the seats on the patio were already taken. I think because that day the weather was very unpredictable. Thankfully there was plenty of seating down on the grass area. There was lots of open tables there with umbrellas.
Pollak Vineyards.
Pollak Vineyards.
And we have done another flight.
I was not expecting this one to look so cute.
Oh man, this one's sick.
It's literally like the cutest building of all time with like a little pond and a really nice outdoor seating.
A storm of brewing.
Don't even say storm of brewing. It better be going the other way.
But we got another flight and they were out of the charcuterie, so we went with
oh, they have Pinot Gris.
We went with the goat cheese on this one.
So he said you work
from the arrow.
From the arrow down.
You have Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay,
Viognier, and a
Pinot Gris, Cab Franc, Merlot,
Meritage,
and a Petit Bordeaux. I already know it's gonna be number 3. I just have a feeling. Thank you.
Oh, this is yours. Thank you. So we have a regular goat's cheese, a herb goat's cheese, accompaniments, which is crackers, honey or jam. This looks like jam to me. And then we have a goat's milk tome, which is aged minimum of 60 days.
Ooh. And some sticks.
And some sticks.
Herb olive oil and a bunch more bread. It looks similar to the last one we had. Scaly loves.
I'm gonna take that in my bag. This might be the best thing I've had all day, guys. So Jason liked number 1, number 3, and I liked number 2 and number 4. So usually every winery will suggest to bring a blanket or picnic chairs just in case all the seating is taken up. Usually I'm like, I don't think I'd really want to do that, but at this one, it would actually be really nice to sit by the pond. So it was a short visit at Pollak Vineyards, but we had a really nice time. And the next stop on our tour is Cider Mountain Orchard. When I'm planning these wine tours, I usually try to get the shortest distance in between so we can spend a longer time at each winery. Unfortunately, this day was a holiday, so some of the wineries were closed and I had to rejig things. I would have never never planned it in this order if it was a regular day and everything was open, but this was the only option. We had to squeeze everything in that we wanted to visit. We arrived at Bold Rock Cardam Mountain at 4:25, which gave us 55 minutes at the orchard. The drive up there was absolutely crazy and the view from the place was insane. You're basically above the clouds. There's so many things to do at Cardam Mountain Orchard that we didn't really know where to start. There's a country store, a wine shop, food trucks, a cidery, and you can go and pick your own fruit. You can pick peaches from mid-June until September and apples from about August until the end of November, but we were in no state to go farming. We did try the peach samples and they were seriously 10 out of 10. Besides the fresh fruit, they did have some other things on offer. Most of it was sweet though, so we were glad that we ate before we came to this one. They had a couple of salads, dips, and cheeses, but apart from that, it was all pretty much dessert. Baked apple pie, ice cream, donuts, that sort of thing. All right, so we just arrived at, what is it? Cardam Mountain Orchard, which is also Bold Rock Cidery, and they also have a winery. It looks freaking gorge, and it just stopped raining, thank goodness. Should we get some sides?
Oh, yeah. Kaylee found her home, just all ciders, and they got a lot of vintages, so I'm going with this vat. I'm gonna try that vat one. They have it on draft. A lot of different stuff, and they do cocktails as well, but we're just going with sides. Kaylee's first cider donut.
It was good, but it wasn't fresh, so I feel like I can't really judge.
Yeah, they weren't making fresh ones. I've had these before living in New York, upstate New York, and I'll tell you, when I think of an apple cider donut, I think of like a malasado, almost from Hawaii, like fluffy, pull apart. These are just kind of like, not really stale, but they're just nothing special. You can't get tastings here of the cider because they said they don't have the proper glassware. So we were like, okay, weird. Can we try those six? We're like, can we try those 6 ciders? And they just gave us a tasting. So if you come here and they're like, oh, so we don't do tastings, just be like, okay, can I try like all of them and then get the one you want? That's what we did. So Kaylee went with the blackberry, and I went with the vintage vat.
This kind of tastes like the triple jam. What's it called? Triple
Blake's.
Jam. Blake's triple jam.
Yeah, this one's nice, and the view is insane. Half a glass of sides. That was all I needed. I'm ready for some wine.
Apple, blackberry.
So that'll be $27.38. Are you paying with card?
How's that slush?
It's so good.
That is good.
It is the American dream.
Yeah, when it comes to like sides and fruity stuff, it just ain't my cup of tea.
No, what do you like? Musky?
I like the musky dry.
Muskox.
Muskox dry. They all taste like if you like left a bottle of juice in your car for too long, and then you're like driving home really far, and you're like, I need a sip of something, and you like sip it, and it's like either hot apple juice or hot cranberry juice.
It's
like,
basically hot juice.
One of them's I think hot strawberry, hot cranberry.
I mean, they're not hot.
Hot
They're
rhubarb.
cold.
They're just hot juices.
I like the first one, but I wouldn't
nice.
buy that slushy. We should have just got 2 of those. Flag behind you. There's some patriotic music playing.
Patriotic. Oh, red and white. Red and white flake. The love of my life. My walrus.
I'm trying to be a walrus, but they're too big.
Flight was so bad, I'm gonna throw the whole paddle in the bin.
Don't even.
Huh? The old hot juice paddle.
Does it give you bad memories of church?
What?
So even though the wine wasn't for us, we still had a great time at Cardam Mountain. We'll just stick to the ciders next time. So this was our final stop with Norm's Tours for the day. We did 5 hours with Norm's, which is $400 including tip, and that's for up to 3 people. When we book with Norm's, we like to plan our own itinerary out for the day, but if you're not into the planning aspect of things, they do have some suggested tours on their website. On this day, we decided to add an extra hour onto the tour. We weren't sure if we would be able to find an Uber back due to the holiday, but usually to maximize our amount of time at the wineries, we get dropped off at the last winery and just take an Uber home. As long as you're within 15 to 20 minutes of the Charlottesville area, it's pretty easy to find an Uber. Just make sure you book well in advance.
Look at this thing.
Welcome to Norm's Tours. Yeah, it's a safari.
Holy.
I forgot to tell you.
Alright, Norm's Tours. And we're back to Boar's Head Resort. Let's go get changed and get some dinner.
I wasn't even gonna change. Are you?
I might just freshen up.
Oh, I need to freshen
Some
up.
deodorant.
My tits.
How was it?
What, the tour?
10 out of 10?
I loved it. 10 out of 10.
Alright.
Oh my god, I'm so loud.
The Boar's Head Resort is located on the outskirts of downtown Charlottesville. For their most basic room, price ranges from about $200 up to $1,000. We paid $280 per night for our room. It was a holiday weekend and we booked last minute, so we weren't complaining with that price. The check-in process was really easy. Check-in time was at 4 p.m, but we arrived at 10:30 and they let us check in instantly with no extra charge. At check-in, they give you a parking pass, which is free, and they also give you a map of the resort because the place is huge. They then explain which parking lot you should park in to be closest to your room. Just off the main check-in area, they have some nice lounge seating and comfy sofas. They also have a hot water and cold water tap, which is free to use. They have a really small gift shop just off the check-in area, which didn't have too much stuff in there. Most importantly, the gift shop had a fridge, which had sides, beers, wines, waters, whatever you needed to get. This came in very handy when the bars closed and we wanted to sit outside on the rocking chairs and have a drink. Jason was obsessed with these wooden floors in the elevator. So like I said, we stayed in a Resort King room. It was $280 a night. I think we got an ADA room because our shower was rolling, but we didn't ask for that, we just got it. We had no problems with the room. It was huge, everything was well kept, and we had 4 windows, so it was really nice and bright in there. They gave us these cute Boar's Head branded bottles that you can take home at the end of your stay. I'm pretty sure these come with every room type because we got them and we were in the cheapest room. We were very thankful for these bottles when we woke up with wine headaches the next day and no water left in the fridge. They also give you an espresso machine with pods, creamer, and sugar, and they give you 2 plastic bottles of water to start off with. There was a full-length mirror, an ironing board, extra towels, extra bedding, and some really comfy robes in the wardrobe, but I didn't see a safe in the room. I guess nobody's bringing stacks of cash to the woods. They also gave us an iPad where you can check your bill, order room service, listen to the radio, or make dinner reservations. As I said, I'm pretty sure we got an ADA bathroom because this thing was humongous. The shower was rolling, and even though it had a shower curtain, which is my least favorite thing, the shower was big enough so that you didn't have to touch the curtain at all. There was plenty of counter space for all of our stuff, my stuff. Our only complaint was the water pressure was about a 3 out of 10. The best part about this resort was honestly the grounds. It was so beautiful outside, it made you feel like you were in the middle of nowhere, even though in reality you're only a 3-minute drive from downtown Charlottesville and the University of Virginia. Initially we wanted to stay in one of these rooms overlooking the pond. Unfortunately they were sold out due to the holiday weekend, but we still got our fair share of pond time. Right next to the resort's main building and the pond area, they actually have a spa. We did take a sneaky look in there and there was just a pool, some cabanas, and some sun lounges, but we were in Charlottesville for one thing and one thing only: wine tasting. Every time we left the room and walked around the resort a little more, we discovered the hotel was bigger than we thought. We stumbled across about 20 tennis courts. They have a whole huge pool complex, which had its own market, coffee shop, smoothie stand, and about 3 different pools. One of the pools even had water slides. It was kind of strange. We hadn't seen any children since we checked into the Boar's Head Resort, but I guess they were at the pool area this whole time. The pool was definitely not the peaceful, relaxing place we'd be looking for. It was more of a family-friendly area, but everybody seemed to be having a good time. One of the restaurant options at the resort was the Birdwood Grill. It's about a 5 or 10 minute walk from the main part of the hotel. They have indoor and outdoor seating, a lot of bar style food, beers, wines, and cocktails. But it sits right on the edge of the 18-hole golf course. Unfortunately, they're only open for breakfast and lunch.
This is the cutest little pencil I've ever seen.
Everyone has those.
So we decided to have dinner in the main part of the hotel that we were staying in. There was a few different options, but we liked the sound of the Taste of Spain. It was a Flavors of Basque event underneath the Mill Room, which is their fine dining restaurant. So the menu looked pretty good. You get everything at the top here for $95. And then the only thing you had to pay extra was for drinks. On the website, it said that you had a private viewing area to see the fireworks. The menu was meant to be created by a guest chef who apparently had a Michelin star. But when we arrived, the inside areas had little to no atmosphere, so we decided to sit outside from the get-go. We should have taken that as a sign of things to come.
Oh wow. It is, yeah. This is our little dinner area for our tapas. And it's kind of just like a pop-up they're doing. We're like, let's try it out.
We're the only people crazy enough to sit outside in 100% humidity.
And then the fireworks are literally right there for tonight. So this should be good. I'm excited for this. And what was it? 90 bucks, yeah?
Yeah.
90 bucks for this table.
On a regular night, I think it's 75.
We were pretty excited at this point. We loved our table outside and we appeared to be the only people out there. But then we ordered these two cocktails and they were so bad that we had to send them back. And things quickly went from bad to worse when I tried to move the table out of the rain and spilt Jason's red wine.
We haven't got any food yet. We've been here for an hour and a half. They just came out and said the kitchen is working on it, which I think our appetizers are like a toothpick with a fucking olive on it. But right now, I'm chilling. We're gonna have fireworks no matter what.
We are.
We're drinking.
There's also people just watching us from the door. Alright, I thought that we looked funny, but then I saw people are under the bridge, like trolls. They made a whole community down there.
Alright, so we're still waiting on wine, but the food did show up. So we got two ashtrays with 6 toothpicks. We also received this beautiful salad that is salad with paprika on it.
It's literally just lettuce with paprika. These are literally...
So this took an hour and 52 minutes to come out. 6 fucking toothpicks. The one thing is tonight, I don't give a shit. So I don't give a shit that it's shitty. Like, I'm actually embracing the fact that this is the shittiest meal ever. I'm not like mad about it. I just think it's funny that we're at like a resort, a golf resort in the middle of nowhere that you pay like big dollars for. There was someone with a presidential status next to us, didn't get service. The food is bad. The shrimp is literally like poop, like it's flavored. And then like we can't get, like they just gave me a baby wine. Like they're like, oh, so he won't notice.
Look at his baby wine.
They're like shrink it down. They're like shrink it down. Just give him less and charge him same. Like I'm not gonna like fucking battle the bill at the end of this.
So when the food did come out, it was hit or miss. The menu said that the bass came with a tomato salad, but we just got this half a lemon. The fish was okay, but we were hesitant to eat it after having the shrimp that were bad. There was also another type of paella on the menu. We didn't get it, and they didn't say that it was a choice between the two, so I don't know what was going on with that either. And the paella was good, except for they put the shrimp on there, which was the same as the appetizers, which was not cleaned properly. The steak was pretty good, no complaints with that. The manager did make his rounds, and he did apologize for the experience. He did let us know that 90% of his team called in sick that day. He really should have cancelled the event, but he said he tried to make it work with alternative staff members from the golf club, the sports center, and the pool. He said that it was the worst night of his career. He assured us that we would be refunded for everything, including our drinks. And sure enough, when we checked out, there was nothing on our bill. We ended up meeting some really great people, and we're never going to forget this one, so we can't complain too much. Nobody told me that my hair looked this bad. The fireworks display Boars had put on was actually pretty good, although we did book the table in the outside area and security just ended up letting everybody in, so we could have just came in here for free. Would we do it again? Hell no, but it was definitely a night to remember.
What did you put in for your order?
Green juice.
Yeah, right. What kind of green? What kind of green juice?
Mainly of apples.
Yeah, so we're on the sides and the lager early. We're just gonna get right into it.
We need a hairy dog after yesterday.
Yep, we got a big
wine tasting
big
is
day
happening
today,
this
so a bunch more wineries will get picked up this afternoon.
Yeah.
And we're starting off with some breakfast. The menu looks really nice. They have a buffet going on in there for $26. But Kaylee's not a buffet type of guy, so we're just gonna go with we're gonna go with this menu here. First sip of the new day. Loud sip of the new day.
I'm literally shaking, that's bad. How's the first sip? Nails?
No. Just what I needed, boys. So where are we heading today?
We are heading. Okay, so we have Keswick Vineyards.
Okay.
We have Southwest Mountains.
Okay.
We have Blenheim,
okay.
which is Dave Matthews Band Winery.
Yeah, so
like that.
so Dave Matthews from the Dave Matthews Band has a winery we're
Yeah.
going to check out. I'm excited for that one.
And then we've got Pippin Hill, which people have been raving about the
Yes.
food, so this one better be good. If that B goes on my head.
It's not.
Okay, and then we've got Potter's Cider for last. And they have live music, and oh my god, this place, I've been looking at it online. The place isn't like super crazy, but the amount of sides they have,
Yeah.
I just couldn't pass it up.
Yep. So yeah. So it's been very easy to find cider out here, even for breakfast. Like, we just
breakfast. Oh my god.
well, it's breakfast, but even here, we just like, hey, they have cider on draft. Like, it's not even
Yeah,
a
and I
question.
think it's like a local one too.
Yeah. So pretty cool. And it was so sunny up here, so we put this giant umbrella up, but it's blocking the sun. We're on the patio. So yesterday was cool because like the wine tour was awesome, and then we got back here and like things fell apart at dinner. But I think because
It was like funny though.
because we didn't care, like we were sitting out there no matter what.
Yeah.
So if they were like, hey, there's no food, we would have been like, okay, we'll take a refund, whatever.
Yeah.
So
they refunded us, by the way, for everything.
we did get a full refund. We had a lot of drinks yesterday. None of those were charged to us. So it kind of worked out for us.
They did.
But there was definitely some angry people down there.
Oh yeah, really angry people.
So how nice is this menu?
It's really nice.
It's really nice. So I like the green. I like how they have these lines in it. And then I like this copper. That is sick. Part 2. Check out this one. We have once again over-ordered.
And we only have 30 minutes to eat it all.
Let's go.
We were skeptical to eat at the meal room after our disaster meal the night before. We were actually pretty close to cancelling our booking. Between the previous bad experience and the slight hangover, we weren't feeling super brave for round 2. Thankfully, everything was pretty good. They had a good range of beer and cider on tap, and everything was really reasonably priced.
This is what your check comes out in. They got a lot of nice little touches here.
Really cute.
How is it? Yeah, very good breakfast.
Actually really good.
Very, very good breakfast.
We were wrong to judge.
No, we were right to judge after yesterday.
We just took our drinks. We'll bring the glasses back.
All right, round 2 of the wine tour.
So we got picked up by Norm's Tours again at 11:15, this time from Boar's Head. First stop on the list for the day is Keswick Vineyards. It's about a 25-minute drive from Boar's Head, so we didn't arrive until 11:40. This one had mini golf, a little tasting room, and a nice outside area. I was a little bit confused when we pulled up though, because online I kept seeing this beautiful white building everywhere. I'm pretty sure it's their wedding venue, but nothing online said that, so it was a little bit misleading when we turned up and it wasn't there. I mean, the place was cute, it was just a little bit weird, that's all. Online it did say that there was a food truck there 12 till 4 every day, but we didn't see it when we went. There was a fridge in the tasting room which had cheese and crackers, but nothing special, so we passed on eating at this one. All the seating is first come, first serve. You can't book a table. You can do a guided tasting at the bar, but we decided to just build our own and take it outside. When we went in to grab our tasting, the woman said she'd leave our tab open. Apparently the tastings are discounted if you decide to buy one, but we would have preferred to just close the tab straight after. That just didn't seem to be an option. It wasn't a problem. It just felt a little awkward going back in to tell them you didn't want to buy their wine.
So I made over to Keswick. Kaylee went with the, what do you got? Some wine slushies?
I got wine slushies.
Nice. I got the red flight, and this is a really cool spot.
Yeah, I love it.
And we got a little pet exercise area there. All right, so I have a 2022 Consensus, a Cab Franc, which she said this one's the best, LVA Syrah, and a Petit Verdot, and they're labeled accordingly inside.
Oh yeah.
And then Kaylee's.
But I think the peach one will probably be my fave, because that's the wine I like.
All right, let's do it.
I love that they match the straws to the slush.
He's literally having a lie down. This squirrel is literally sunbathing.
It's so cute.
He's literally lying down on his stomach.
Oh, he's so flat. Oh my god, he's really cute.
I didn't really care for any of these, to be honest. I think so far the best wine for me, well, for Kaylee definitely was Barboursville. So that was our first.
Yeah, Barboursville Winery. We went last time when we were doing the Cville tour.
Yep.
And it was so nice. It was our first stop, and we got a charcuterie board, and it had duck prosciutto on it.
Yeah, and it was really nice seating outside.
Yeah.
They had a separate area where you could go sit, and they had like a garden, kind of like a barn where I think they served food. And
Yep.
it was just a nice setup they had.
The rosé sparkling wine was the best wine I've had yet in Charlottesville.
Yeah, Barboursville was definitely.
I kind of wish I bought a bottle now.
Barboursville was a really good one so far. What else did they have there?
Oh, they did a tasting, and you could choose 6 wines, which is a lot. I can't remember the price. I'm sure we'll put it in somewhere.
Yep.
But it was 6 wines, and if you want to switch out one of the wines for like their fancy reserve wines that are aged, they do 5 wines.
Yep.
But it's the same price.
Yeah, Barboursville's one of the better ones we've done. And I think throughout the day today, as we're hitting these new ones, we'll go over a few that we really liked from our first time.
Yeah,
coming
from
to
last time,
Charlottesville, 'cause
definitely.
That's what kind of drew us back.
Because now we
That's
can
why
compare a bit more too.
And that's what kind of brought us back, because we did that. We did 2 days here 2 weeks ago, and we like kind of fell in love with it. So we were like, let's go back to Charlottesville.
Yeah.
We got 3 days off.
My arch nemesis, Misters. All right, so my favorite wine slushy was the number 4 peach. Which one was your fave? Hopefully
like
not
all
the
3 of
peach,
these.
because I just
All 3 of these are good. I think these 2 together would be Flames.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of
Flames. Blue Raz is a little strong.
the best. Yep. Too
For
much
me.
fake blue ras.
Yeah,
taste.
too much Blue Raz.
So coming out of the spice, this is a nice area. Looks like they're either just putting this in or it's just not set up yet, but this is really cool. Watch the game over there on that mega screen. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, you got your kitchen set up, an awesome bar top. And then that's the entrance to the tastings right over there. Outside seating, gorgeous view. Yeah, this is a cool one. Oh, the Mistus.
We spent 50 minutes at Keswick Vineyards, and that was more than enough time for us. We really liked that they did a slushy flight, and it was nice watching the squirrels in the wooded area. Apparently they have a black swan too, but we didn't see it. Then again, we didn't see the food truck or the white building either, so maybe it was just us. So far today, we drove from Boar's Head Resort to Keswick Vineyards. From Keswick, we have a 10-minute drive to Southwest Mountain Vineyards. They only opened in September 2023, so they're not actually on the map yet, but it's somewhere around this area.
Fuck.
We don't have foxes either. When we arrived at Southwest Mountains, we were pretty much instantly blown away. Heather had told us on the way that this is one of her favorite wineries, and we could see why. It's a family-owned business, and they just seem to get everything right. It was a $20 deposit to book a table upstairs, and you could choose inside or outside. It's 21 plus for the upstairs area, but kids and dogs are allowed downstairs. We initially booked a table on the balcony outside, but it was way too hot, so we asked if we could be moved indoors. The balconies were just so beautiful. We'll definitely be back to give them a try when it's not 100 degrees. Usually when I'm making bookings, I like to put a little note, can we please have a seat with a view, or a high top near the bar, something like that. But at Southwest Mountains, there is not a bad seat in the house. We got seated inside at one of the high top tables. It was busy in there, but it didn't feel overcrowded because the spacing between each table was just perfect. Another one of the booking options was to pay $40 and you can get one of their little sofa areas. They also offer educational tastings in their barrel room, which range from $60 to $110 depending on how many wines you want to taste tasting if you want food with that. If you're seated upstairs, there's a full menu, and downstairs there's a grab-and-go fridge in the bar. They have live music every Saturday and Sunday from 1 till 4, and they put football on the TVs downstairs on game days. When we were there, they were offering a medal winners flight, which isn't on the menu, but it's all of their award-winning wine. They also had a seasonal sangria, which wasn't on the menu, but I really wanted to try that, so I decided not to do a tasting. They have a chef working at this winery, so it was really hard to just choose 1 or 2 things from the menu.
So we have a charcuterie board for 2.
For 2?
And then we have a crab fondue dip, which our driver Heather recommended very highly.
Yep.
So, and it smells so good.
And we got the wines. These are the best wines I've had on the tour so far. Actually, all of them are good, but these 2 reds are awesome.
These are both
The
very
sangria
good.
and the brut.
White peach, what was it? White peach and strawberry sangria,
Yeah.
and just the regular brut.
Yeah,
Really
and the
nice.
table is so cool.
It's just cool.
Yeah.
I love this fireplace. It goes 3 ways. So this is hands down our favorite winery so far out of both trips, I reckon. Do you think? The charcuterie board was the best. The wine was the best. The views are insane.
The building.
Just really good all around. Yeah, the building is crazy.
It's like an old barn, but like these chandeliers are so awesome. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
It's so fancy here, but like less stuff fancy. It's so good.
We did want to check out the downstairs bar before we left, and it did not disappoint. There's a little fridge where you can buy all the stuff you need for a picnic. Cheese, crackers, meats, and then obviously there's the bar that you can get bottles of wine, or you can also do tasting. There was plenty of seats indoors in the AC, and they had cute little blankets near the door. You could take them outside and have a little picnic if that's what you wanted to do. Also a good option if all the seats are taken up, but there's so many, I really can't see that happening. They put up a nice gazebo outside for some shade, and there's fire pits for the winter time. We really can't rave about this place enough. We loved every second that we were there, and if we had one regret, it was just spending 50 minutes at this one. We really could have stayed there all day, but we still had 3 wineries and a cidery left to visit, and if you really want to maximize the amount of wineries per day, you have to stay on schedule.
So this has been hands down the best venue, best wine, for me the best food, and everyone's been really pleasant and very accommodating. Even the owner came up and said, "Glad you guys are with us today."
Yeah.
Like just little touches. This one is awesome.
It's so nice.
10 out of 10. We do not want to leave this one.
No, but look, how does that ourselves?
How does that ourselves?
Next, we had a toss-up between Gabriele Rausse Winery and Blenheim Vineyards. They're right next door to each other, so if we didn't like one, we could just hop over to the other. After having one of the worst experiences we've ever had in a winery, more about that later, we decided to leave Gabriele Rausse and head on to Blenheim. Blenheim was pretty small, but that was perfect for us because we only had 40 minutes left after our issues at Gabriele Rausse. Our driver Heather told us that the artwork at Blenheim and a couple of the wine bottle labels were designed by Dave Matthews himself. I'm not gonna lie, some of them were pretty cool. The building was pretty unsuspecting from the outside. It just looked like a standard A-frame. But once we walked inside, it was small but pretty beautiful. There was a small fridge with cheese, crackers, charcuterie, but no actual food options. Apparently on Saturdays, they have food trucks, but we were there on a Friday. They weren't taking bookings when we were there because of the holiday, but usually it's $25 for a table for 1 hour and you get 5 wines with a guided tasting. We prefer the self-guided flights anyway, so we weren't mad about that. It was pretty busy with not much open seating inside, so we decided to sit outside on the balcony area overlooking the vineyards. My only critique for this place is they need more umbrellas. It was pretty hot out there, so we had to ask the mother and daughter next to us if we could share their umbrella to get out of the sun.
Yeah.
Jason went with the red flight and I went with the white. Both were okay, but we didn't find any standouts that we wanted to buy a bottle of.
All right, so we're exploring the grounds. So that's where we did the tasting, sat outside. And then this looks like a, I guess, a vent area.
It's really nice over here.
Really cool. I like that old truck down there.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. That wasn't my favorite wine of the day, but I mean, it's nice. And the service was really funny.
Yeah, we'll fill you in. I don't think we filled you in yet on what happened at the last one, but we were only there for about 4 minutes and we had to leave before Kaylee got in a fight.
Don't say that, I never would.
All right, heading out of Dave's. I actually like this one.
I like this one as well.
Yeah.
We only needed 40 minutes. It wasn't like a long stay,
Yeah.
but it was good.
Cool to grab a wine, just check it out and The name drew us in, and I think it was worth a stop.
It was worth it. And it's right next door to Trump and a couple of other ones, so it's like really easy to get to.
Yeah. All right, on to the next one.
But don't go to Gabriele.
So we've been noticing these too at a lot of the venues, these air-conditioned porta potties. They're not even porta potties, it's like a full bathroom.
So after leaving Blenheim, we got on the road again. We drove past this winery. Who do you reckon that is? We kind of did a big circle on this day. Like I said, due to the holiday, a lot of the wineries weren't open, so we had to rejig things. We arrived at Pippin Hill at 3 o'clock. This one had been on our list for a while, so we were super excited.
All right, this one looks nice.
It does look nice. I'm pretty sure we're
But-
late. Yeah, we're 4 minutes late.
But Pippin Hill's got some competition. What was our favorite so far?
Southwest Mountain.
Southwest Mountains.
I love it.
So we booked a table at Pippin Hill Farms, and we are so glad that we did. If you're going to book any winery, this is the one. It was so packed that we arrived 4 minutes late and we still had to wait for a table. Bookings are free for the indoor seats and the outdoor veranda. We left ourselves an hour here to explore, and honestly, it wasn't long enough. There is so much to see at this winery, we could have done with an hour and 30 minutes. We were pretty happy with the covered veranda seating, although it is pretty low, so if you're going for a full meal, I would say either sit indoors or request one of the regular tables outside. We were just getting some picky bits, so we weren't too worried about it. They offered 3 different wine flights, a red, a white, and a reserve flight. Jason went for the reserve. It was still pretty hot out, so I wanted to try the frosé, and then I also went with a sparkling white, which apparently won a medal in the Monticello Cup. We asked our waitress for any recommendations, and she said honestly anything is good. Anything they can't grow or make in-house is sourced from local farms in the area. We wish we had more time to try different things. We love the farm to table idea. The bread was amazing too. It's from Mariebette Bakery, which we actually visit later on in the video.
Sorry about the menu being screwed up, but the Bundoran Blue and the Petit Verdot here were also good if you like reds. So I would say, what was the ones I liked the most?
Southwest Mountains.
Southwest Mountains and Pippin Hill are my favorite reds I found in Virginia so far.
Also best food, I would say.
I'm telling you, this place.
The burrata is
all we had was
crazy
their burrata
good.
and their standard charcuterie. The charcuterie was a knockout. The burrata was awesome. The tomatoes were so fresh. I know if we had dinner here or whatever, it would be 10 out of 10. I can just tell.
If you want something a little extra, Pippin Hill offers an estate tour tasting, which is $100 in the summer months and $75 in winter. This includes a glass of sparkling wine on arrival, an exclusive tour of the estate, 6 of their reserve wines to taste, and a food pairing for each of those wines. They have a little sign every day to tell you what's been harvested from their garden, and you're free to go and explore the grounds in their farm. We heard on the grapevine, get it, that a wedding here costs approximately $40,000. I would say it would be worth every penny. This place is incredible.
All right, so Pippin Hill.
So when we were researching online, they said that this room up here is for like getting ready for brides, and when the brides get ready, they can like see their guests coming down the hill. It's just so cool. Everything's
Coming
like,
down
so
the
good out
hydrangea path. Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
A lot of thought in here. And we really liked it. The food was really good.
Charcuterie was good. Wine was good. I don't know how yours was.
Wine was good, yeah. This was probably my second favorite red wine.
I think Southwest, that's the one. At this point.
Oh yeah. That's my number 1. This is my number 2. I think this and Trump are kind of my number 2 right now.
Yeah.
So we're on the move.
So our 60 minutes went way too quick at Pippin Hill. There was definitely so much more to see. Like I said earlier, when we come back, we'll definitely do an hour and a half here or just spend the whole afternoon. So we have one more stop on the tour for the day. It's Potter's Cidery. And we just did the standard 5 hours with Norm's tours this time. So we plan to get dropped off at our last stop and get an Uber home. Potter's Cider is only a 10-minute drive from Boars Head Resort, so we figured we wouldn't have any trouble getting an Uber. This way we got to maximize the number of stops on our Norm's tour. But getting to hit 6 wineries in one day was the ideal scenario for us.
There goes Heather from Norm's Tours. That was 10 out of 10 right there.
So we arrived at Potter's Cider, and after we said our goodbyes to Heather, it was time to sample some sides. Most wineries close between 5 and 7, but Potter's Cider is open till 9 p.m. Thursday to Saturday and 8 p.m. on Sundays. So it's a perfect last stop for a wine tour. There was a really fun band playing when we got there, and they have music on every Friday and Saturday night. There was a lot of different seating options. You could sit anywhere in the bar area or at the back in the dining room. The dining room also had an upstairs which had little balconies overlooking the whole place. We decided to sit outside, which had about 5 different areas you could choose from. And all seating is first come first serve unless you have a big group, and then you can call and reserve in advance. We arrived at 4 p.m. and by 5 it was pretty busy. They have about 15 ciders on tap, and you can choose one of their cider flights or make your own. They also do cider cocktails, or you can just buy the cider in cans or bottles. We knew the cider was good when we saw people coming in just to buy 6-packs and take them away.
And take them with you. And so the way it works is you have your oak barrel reserve right here at the tippy top. Yep. You want to work your way down to the handle and just follow your list as you go.
Okay.
It's weird, like of all the places we've been, I kind of feel the most comfortable here just because
It is really chill.
like having a band out here and
Yeah.
just like eating and drinking, and like I feel like I could spend the whole day here. Plus we're in the woods, which I love. So we're like surrounded by woods. We got the train tracks over there. It's just like got like a really homey feeling to it. I don't know.
It's like really, really cool.
And then when you go inside to get all your stuff, you're going in like look over there. It's basically
castle.
like a castle.
It's almost like a church.
And they got like the nice wood, all the stone, and it's fancy, but it's like not pretentious at all. It's very like
Yeah, everybody's
approachable. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Just the whole feel of this place is just very like right. It just feels right being over here. I just really like it.
We'll let you know how the
maybe I'm
food
just
is.
getting fucked up. I don't know.
I am literally so ready. This place has so many sides. It's 2 pages. This is Potter's Craft Cider, right? But they also, guys, egg salad sandwich. Is this my dream place or what? I'm in heaven.
All right, so consensus for us, the passion fruit mosaic, this guy here, that was our favorite of this guy. And this was which cider flight was this one?
Classic.
This is the classic cider flight. And then for this guy, this was
We both like the
which cider flight? It's like the
Staff
special
picks.
staff picks. We both like the McKindu.
Yeah, McKindu I think is my favorite overall.
Yep, same. All right, so a little update. So Gabriele Rausse, that was the winery we stopped before we went to the Dave Matthews Blenheim. So we were saying like something bad happened in there. So I'll kind of fill you in. Kayla will fill you in. So we walk in there. It looked really cool. It was like a really
so
pretty
cool.
place. It was like a little house in the woods.
Gorgeous, like greenhouse, just like in the wood. It was just really cool.
So we go inside. It's kind of busy in there, like kind of packed in.
Yeah.
So
it's super small, so like it looked busier than probably what
we're
it
standing there for a couple minutes, and finally some woman was like, "Hey, come over here."
was. Some woman.
She's like, "Do you want to sit inside or outside?" And we're like, "Oh, we'll sit outside, but we'll order in here." So we said that. That's all we said. So then the owner came over and she's like, "So you want to order in here and sit outside?" And we're like, "Yeah."
We've only got 40 minutes.
Well, I was like, "We only got 40 minutes. We just need to bake." So she's like, "Well, I guess I'll see what I can do."
Yes, I'll see what I can do.
So she goes
And we were
over.
like, oh, she's like being funny. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
we thought she was being funny.
The baguettes looked
The
crazy
baguettes in there
good.
look crazy good. So we're like, all right, we'll get some baguettes, we'll get the
2
flights,
flights, one
and then
red,
we'll
one
sit
white.
outside, bang, 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 we'll be done. So she puts the bread on the counter with a thing of olive oil and 2 glasses for us. So we're just standing there because we don't know what's going on. And she's like, she's like,
it would be helpful.
She's like, it would be helpful if you take the bread and your glasses and you go
and
outside.
Go and find a table. But like that.
Like
not
nasty
like,
as
oh,
fuck.
go find a table. Go and find a table. I was like,
And like she was being snotty. So we were like, so she turned around. So we were like, ma'am, don't even worry about it.
yeah, we
and
don't want to.
she was barking a little bit. So as we went to the door, she was saying something. She followed us. She's like, "Sorry, guys, sorry."
Sorry.
And Kaylee's like, "You don't need to be rude like that." We leave. The place was really nice. It's a shame we didn't get to experience
Such
it.
a shame.
So we're gonna leave an honest review just about like what's going on over there because
It was bad.
it was bad.
It made
was
me
bad.
feel really, really uncomfortable. The fact that I had to tell a lady that she was being rude.
Yep.
And the whole room was so full and everybody was just...
Yeah, it was like the
It
record
was
skip.
bad.
So the one thing too is like these places aren't just like super close to get to. You got to drive
No.
your way. You got to
Somebody
book
could
a
have
driver.
driven
You got to
specifically to go there.
go on vacation to do some stuff like this. So like for her to treat us like that when we're just walking through the front door, totally
Heather was
unacceptable.
pissed.
Again, we'll leave a nice, honest review for them, and we'll move on. But we're at Potter's.
Do not recommend going to Gabriele.
Yeah, don't go over there. But we're at Potter's Ciders now. So far, so good.
So far, so good. Everyone's really friendly. Also, the last one that we went to, Pippin Hill, it was like
Pippin Hill.
That was legit.
Pippin
Really
Hill was
good.
legit. That was a really good one. So our two favorites so far:
Southwest Mountain.
Southwest Mountain, Pippin Hill for today.
Yep.
And then Trump, I would say, is also up there as like my second favorite. Trump Winery and Trump Cidery. We've probably already talked about these two, but whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, politics aside, whether you like Trump or you don't like Trump,
Yeah.
that winery is
It was sick.
incredible.
It was really sick.
The amount of land that
The-
is up there,
The flags,
The flags
it was so
flying while you're
patriotic.
driving
I
up
was
there.
like, this is America. This is
it's
cool.
sick. He's built all these like bass ponds around the property.
It's gorgeous.
There's a chapel on the property.
Yeah, the service in there was really good. As soon as we walked in, there was like a really nice gift shop.
Yeah.
They had all the like Trump branded stuff, not
Yeah.
like campaign MAGA stuff. It was more like
Trump winery,
hotel,
yeah.
winery sort of things.
Yeah.
And then when we went into the bar, the service was incredible. She was really
Yeah,
good.
she was good.
like, you can either get 1.5 ounces and not get the glass, or you can get 3 ounces and you get to take the glass home. So we decided to do the 3 ounces just because we were extra thirsty. But
Yep.
it was really good. And
I
the
love
glasses
how,
were good too.
as you're driving up to the top of the vineyard where the tastings are, or the top of where the, I guess what would you call it? The building.
Tasting room, yeah. Like
Yeah,
the
so
big
as you're
building.
driving up to the tasting room, you're kind of following this path of American flags. And then when you get to the very top, they have this humongous, gigantic flag, like planted at the top.
Yeah, it was
so like,
wild.
if you like America, go to the Trump Winery
If you
because
don't go there.
there is America, America, America everywhere. It's just
Yeah.
like flags flying everywhere. Super patriotic up
But
there.
when we were there, we were asking about, oh, when was the last time Trump was here, whatever. They said, oh, Trump, whatever, 2015, but Eric comes all the time. Eric actually just opened a cidery down the road, so we were like, shit, let's go and test it out. It
So-
was really good cider, I'm not gonna
It
lie.
was really good cider. It was still under construction when we got there, but you
Yeah.
could tell that place is going to be a hit.
Yeah, they didn't do tastings when we were there because they didn't have the glasses yet. But they basically said you can choose to taste, and they'll just do a little tiny pour in your cup, and then you can choose whatever you want, obviously, to buy. So we just had a glass each, and one of them was called Donny Appleseed, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then we thought we'd get a little snack when we were there, and the pretzel was called a huge pretzel.
It was like huge pretzel, which I thought was hilarious.
I love that they're like leaning into that.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely Trump Winery, Trump Cidery.
But the cider was actually decent. I think it was better than the wine, actually.
Yeah,
my opinion.
You have to check them both out. I'm telling you, we've just hit over the last 4 weeks. We've hit maybe like 15 or 16 spots, and Trump was probably my number 2.
I would say top 3, definitely.
Yeah, and then the cidery that they got, even though it's not built, was still up there in the top.
Yeah, it
only
was really
because you could just tell what it's going to be once they finish it. So, yeah, Trump Cidery, Trump Winery, a must for sure. So, when we were here last time, we stayed at Omni Hotel, which was a very nice hotel.
It was nice.
We chose to stay at the Omni Hotel in downtown Charlottesville for a couple of reasons. One, it just seemed like it was going to be like clean. There would be no issues.
They had a really cool bar, kind of like Sam's Town in Las Vegas, where you like, it's kind of like a greenhouse?
Yeah, it's like an atrium
Inside,
greenhouse
atrium, yeah,
where
it was
your
really cool.
elevator is like exposed. Everyone can see inside the
They
elevator.
had ciders there. The food actually wasn't too bad either at that bar.
Yeah, really nice lobby
Yeah.
area. And again, just kind of no frills, but a nice clean room.
Basic room, it was like, a bathroom with one sink, and then just a bed with a window. But that's all what we need. We're basically in there for like 1 hour a day.
Yeah, so happy with the stay there.
The
little
problem with-
little pricey on the rooms, but again,
Yeah.
if you want a nice clean room and you want to feel safe inside the hotel,
Yeah.
I would say you're good to go there.
The problem with the Omni Hotel was, as soon as you step out those doors and turn left, it was basically, is it homeless encampment? I'm not really sure the politically correct way to say
So
it.
basically, downtown Charlottesville. Again, we're thinking we're going into the middle of
Yeah.
Virginia. It's the woods.
The wine country.
Wine country. There's not gonna be any homeless. There's not gonna be any crime, drugs, whatever. Well, totally incorrect on
Yeah,
that
it was
one.
wild.
So, Charlottesville itself, downtown,
There was
is
people on mattresses, smoking drugs.
there's mattresses laid out, so you could literally be at a restaurant in the center strip of the city, kind of like how France and Italy have it set up, where you can eat in the middle of the walking city. So there's mattresses set up right next to you, so you're getting hounded for cash while you're eating. We had a taxi driver who told us, my daughter goes to UVA, and I told her, don't be out past 9 o'clock. Don't walk downtown Charlottesville, which is a shame because it's a beautiful area.
It's so nice down there. We did find some really great places while we were down there. So we went to the Quirk Hotel, which is, I think we would probably try staying there at some point. The Quirk Hotel was very cool. So you go all the way to the top and there's a rooftop bar. So you have to like book seats to sit on the like low couch seating, or you can just walk in and sit on the bar stools. But we had oysters, we had...
Amazing oysters too.
Those oysters were crazy good. There was like a chimichurri. I don't know, they were so freaking good. The view was incredible.
So the Quirk Hotel is exactly like the name Quirk. There's a lot of quirky stuff going on
Oh my
there.
god, they had these like marshmallow people on the wall.
Yeah, made out of like wool or something.
It was so weird, but so cool.
Yeah, it's a very unique hotel,
But very cool.
It's very clean. The downstairs bar is beautiful, and like the seating area. And then once you get to the top, the views up there are spectacular.
Yes.
The food was good.
The food was really good, but we tried not to eat too much because that night we went to this place called Smyrna. I think it's called Smyrna.
Yes.
It's like a Turkish, Greek style. I think it's just Turkish, but we had literally probably one of the best meals we had down here.
Yeah, so they did a lot of stuff right there.
So
it was kind of smaller plates.
The lamb kofta was like the best I've actually ever had.
So they took like that Turkish style food and made it like
it was incredible. It was
more
like
modern, smaller, fancy, but it was
a
very
little
good.
crammed in there. The tables were like really close together, but I feel like you go in there just for the food. It's not really
you're just going there for good food, and everything we had in there was a knockout. Yeah, before we refill and use the restroom, we'll talk about another one that we really like. All right, so Eastwood. So we might have talked about Eastwood already.
I really liked Eastwood.
So did I. So you had the upper deck, which was like
oh my god,
barbecue up there,
like a meadow.
Patio, kind of like at the very top of the mountain.
In the middle.
Then it goes down, and then you have like seating area, and then it goes down into like the actual tasting room and like cool venue down there, live music, outside seating.
They had wine slushies, which I really like. They had live music, which obviously we really like, and they do like rotating food trucks, and all the food trucks that they had there apparently are really, really good. But when we were there, it was oysters, and man, these freaking oysters.
So it was like, I don't know if they were, I don't know if they were husband and wife, but it was a team. It was a guy and a girl. He was shucking them, she was grilling them.
Oh my god!
All she was doing was slapping like 12 oysters down, and she had like some special sauce she put on them, grill them, send them out. You put your order in, she'll call your name when they're ready. You come and grab them. I'm telling you, I want to say, don't quote me on this, I want to say they're from Chesapeake Bay. And they were like very,
was right. I think
they were very white. They were like a very
so
white
small
oyster.
too.
They were small. There wasn't a lot of shit in there. It was like very clean oyster.
Yeah.
But the taste of them was like,
They were.
so she didn't add butter or like salt or nothing. She had this little dab of stuff she put on, but it was like very, very light. It's kind of like how you see like the Japanese sushi guys.
Wagyu.
They do like a quick dust of soy sauce, or they'll dust like Wagyu really light.
Yeah, they did that with the
It's
oysters.
kind of what she was doing with the oysters. So she wasn't like throwing butter on
It
them.
was expensive, and we had to wait for it. But you know what? We went back 3 times.
Yeah.
I think we probably had 40 oysters.
And they
day.
didn't give you like lemon or anything, because they were like, just eat them as is. Like they're really good.
You also had a chicken sandwich at the top, and we had beignets.
Yep.
Right? But I would say
Beignets,
beignets. I don't know.
Mayonnaise is sauce.
Oh. And you can get an Uber from their home because it's like really close to Charlottesville, so you don't need to get a whole tour bus out there and stuff.
With the positive comes the negative. So we decided to book for our last little wine tour here. We decided to go with Norm's Tours, which was our first time doing it. And then we also decided to book Cville Tours, what's called. It's a bus tour.
Yeah.
We'll put the pricing and
Hop
everything.
on, hop off bus tour.
Hop on, hop off, bus tour, wine tour, which is a great concept. We did in Australia, loved it.
Yeah.
So again, we'll put the pricing in the video. The Cville tour shows up. It's a really cool looking bus from the outside.
Yeah.
It pulls up. We're like, oh, this is awesome. We get
It's
in.
like completely wrapped on the outside with like fun pictures.
Yeah.
On the inside, there's like free chips, free waters, kind of like disco lights going off.
Yeah. So we get on the bus. We're like kind of like the seating and everything. It's kind of like your standard like
bit
school
janky,
bus.
I would
Yeah.
say.
It's like your standard school bus. They do have handicap accessible in the back, so if you need to get a wheelchair in there,
Yeah.
they have they call that the dance floor area because they have like the back. They took a seat out, so you have like room back there. So setup wise, not too bad. We get on, we're like, all right, this won't be bad, but it was really hot on the bus.
So, like,
first issue,
unbearably hot.
they don't have a working AC unit, so the AC is pumping hot air. So you either have to have AC or you have to have windows that roll down,
Yeah.
and you have to have fresh air. So the problem with the windows on this bus, they're
They're so
super
small.
tiny, and you can't really see a lot out of your window
'Cause of
because
the
it's
wrap.
wrapped. So you're kind of just sitting there in a hot container
with no view.
with no view, with no AC. If that wasn't bad enough, the shocks on the bus are basically non-existent. So every time this thing hits a bump or anything, the whole bus shakes. And it's like the whole bus is constantly jittering. I don't know if you've ever been on a school bus where the shocks are bad or like stuff is just bouncing around.
We actually booked the Cville tours while we were having drinks the night before.
She's booking us another wine tour. We just finished up a wine tour.
So there was only one tour left, and it was the Gordonsville tour, which was Barboursville was the first stop, and you could choose between Barboursville and 2 others. The second one that we went to was the Patch Brewery, which I think didn't really need to be in there.
So Patch Brewery, it's a big place. Again, this is a brewery.
I think it's got 4.9 stars on Google. Like it's
Yep. So big bar inside, a lot of seating. They had darts, they had arcade games, big venue outside where you could get food. They had the bean bags and shit like that. The problem with it is it lacked like a soul. The food was pretty decent, nothing special. They did do smash burgers, which surprised us because we thought it was just gonna be like,
like a
mess.
burger,
Yeah, just a mess kind of burger, but it was decent. The beers on tap, good selection, decent.
They had ciders too. I think 4 ciders. I liked one of them.
Yeah, they had some cider and stuff. So they had a lot of stuff. It had potential. The problem was
No solo.
you're just literally in this spot with all this space, but like
It was basically a parking lot with like
it's like
with a shed.
and they had like a baseball field
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
and like a dog run for. But like I just didn't feel like I needed to be there.
I felt like Cville was somehow affiliated with it, and that's why they dropped you off there. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there was no reason to be there.
I could say Patch for me,
One and done.
one and done. Am I even glad I went? I
Not
could do
really,
without.
yeah.
It was just another.
It was okay.
It was just another stop.
5 out of 10, I would say. So the last place that we went to on that winery tour was actually really good. Merrie Mill Winery.
Mariebette Winery, cool spot.
It was cool. They had like a big seal hanging from the ceiling with balloons. There was like giraffes everywhere. In the bathroom, they had like horse legs holding up the sinks.
Yep.
There was live music.
Yep.
There was a kids ride outside from like the
That Cairo
gypsy. I did ride it from like the 1900s. 1900s. like that wasn't only 30 years ago. They also let you walk through the vineyards, which was kind of cool. You can like walk through the grapes. I was frolicking.
So one thing I realized with Kaylee,
There was a swing.
Kaylee doesn't know how to swing on a swing. So Kaylee backed the swing up the full way and like had her legs straight, and then decided to just like pick her legs up. But like, I don't know how to describe it.
I
The
basically
swing is
buckled.
really low, and like she didn't realize that her feet were gonna hit the ground before she swung, so she spilled her wine all over herself. I didn't get
No,
a
I
video.
spilled your wine all over myself,
I-
which was red wine.
I didn't get a video of it. I wish I did, but
Yeah.
it was hilarious.
It was bad. But really cute that they had a swing. The charcuterie was okay. I thought that it was like kind of store-bought compared to the
Yes.
amazing ones that we've had, but that's just us being picky.
Yep.
We both found a wine that we liked, but we weren't in love with every wine. But I feel like that's a common theme.
For me, Merrie Mill's a spot that I would say you have to go look at, only because that bar was so unique
whimsical, I would call it.
Yeah, it's like whimsical,
Yeah,
and like
crazy.
having like the taxidermy done on like a seal with balloons.
Yeah.
It's just something.
I think there was zebras in there.
We went to a winery in Australia called the Cube. And
Oh yeah, the Darrenberg Cube.
Darrenberg Cube, yep. And what was that?
That place was
Where
sick.
was that? In the not the Barboursville.
No, McLarenville.
McLarenville. So that place, what sold it for me was just how like quirky and like cool it was, and like this place had that a little bit.
Yeah, it did. It was
But
like
it was
small
worth
scale.
going just to see the weird stuff they got going on. And then on top of that, they had the live music in the grass doing some jazz, and like they were jamming out there. I just thought it was very well put together.
We did get good service too.
Yeah, it was
They gave us a
it was
table
definitely
that we
worth a
didn't
stop.
book.
That one was worth a stop. So when you're looking at doing all these wineries, you got to figure out your transportation
Because
side of it.
don't drink and drive.
Because don't drink and drive. So Norm's Tours it's a couple. It's
Yeah.
Norm and his wife Heather. They run a company and they do private drives.
Yeah, I think
And
it's
we'll
called
put
Norm's Transportation.
Norm's Transportation Service. So we'll put that here with the list of their pricing as well. You have a private driver. They pick you up at your hotel.
You can tell them wherever you want to go, or they will make a tour for you.
Yes. So you can like
I love
Kaylee.
making the tours.
Kaylee
so
literally the last 3
I've
times
been,
we
like,
went with them.
writing a little list of
She
where we
writes
wanna
her
go.
list out. She writes the times down, how much time we want to spend there.
I Google map how long it's going to take to drive between the
Look
two.
at the areas, whatever.
Yeah.
You can do that, or you can just be like, hey, based on your recommendations of you guys doing this for so many years, can you
Yeah.
just bring us to like 3 or 4 good wineries? What they do is they drop you off and they pull you right up to the front door, drop you off. and
Open
then
your door. Give
They
you
don't
walks.
come and say, hey guys, it's time for you to get. They literally
They
let
leave it
you
up
do
to
whatever
you.
you want to do. Whenever you're ready to leave the winery, you walk to the front. They're there waiting for you. The car's cold. The AC's running.
Yeah.
They pull right up. They open the door for you. You step in, on to the next one.
Yeah, they'll
If-
give you advice if you want it, but if you don't, they're not about to just.
If you want to
give
chat
you-
with them,
Yeah.
they'll chat with you. If
If
you're
you
like,
want a
hey,
silent ride.
we just want a silent ride, they won't say a word. It's all about, it's whatever the customer wants.
It is literally the best experience.
They also
have umbrellas.
They have umbrellas for you if it rains. Heather also had a little Yeti in the back with waters in it, so
Yeah.
she kept asking like, if you guys want water, then grab your
You
water.
have phone charging ports.
The hospitality, it was just, I don't know. I just kind of felt like I was driving around with a friend. Where like if I needed something, you know what she told us when she dropped us off here? We were like, hey, how's the Ubers from Potter's Cidery? And she's like, they're kind of hit or miss, but she's like, I'll tell you what, if you guys get there and you stay late and you're having trouble finding Uber, she's like, just call me, I'll come get you guys. So like that
Yeah,
type of
even
service
that
is
was
what you're
crazy.
getting. And obviously we're not going to call her because
No,
we're
we
responsible.
never
But
would.
like,
She needs to have a
it's
beverage after
just-
dealing with us for 2 days.
just that she even mentioned that, it's
Yeah.
like, all right, this is pretty cool.
Oh, that's what we forgot to talk about. Last time when we were with Sheila S, we were just asking her where she likes to eat, what sort of things she likes to do, and she gave us a recommendation for Bodo's Bagels. This
Oh shit,
bagel place.
Bodo's Bagels.
Oh my god, it is flames.
So we went twice in 2 days.
Twice in 2 days, and we had 3 bagels.
Yes.
That's a lot of bagels.
Yes. So it's basically a boiled bagel,
Oh
and then
my
they bake it
God.
in the oven.
They are insane.
You can't get a better boiled bagel. I'm
No.
telling you right now. These
And
things,
everything they did was good.
these things are insane. And there was a line, like
Out
the
the
queue
door.
went out the door, and we pull up on it. We're like, all right, it's got to be good. We sat down. We saw the line. We were like, all right, it's really easy to order. The menu's not complicated. We sit down. We have some bagels. We're like, yeah, they look like bagels.
The best bagels.
Even their cream cheese, and they like not melt it, but they like make it just so it's like
A little bit
perfectly
gooey enough
spreadable.
to- yes, but
So when you like bite into it, it's like I can't even describe.
their smoked salmon was really, really good. Lox,
Their eggs are nice and flat, so they can kind of just roll them,
Oh,
and
it's
then
kind of like a yellow omelet.
yes,
Really, really good. And they give you like ketchup, salt and peps, whatever you need.
your cheese is like big chunks of cheese on top of your omelet, and it's. I'm telling you, everything they do at this place is like
It's
on
literally 10
point.
out of 10. We're
Yeah.
going to go back there tomorrow probably before we go to Monticello. We're going to need it after all these
Yeah.
wines.
Yep. I'm sure we've I'm sure we've missed some of the wineries that we've went to. If we did, we're gonna put some of those videos in here now.
We did forget one. Jefferson Vineyards was the first stop on our very first wine tasting in Charlottesville. When we first pulled up, it wasn't as grand or spectacular as some of the other vineyards, but we knew we had to check it out for the history. Thomas Jefferson was allegedly the first person to start a vineyard in Virginia. They have big open fields with first come first served seating. The tasting room itself wasn't anything special. They had a small fridge with meats and cheeses, that sort of thing. They offered 3 different wine flights for $20 each. We actually ended up getting the summer flight, the red, and the white. The wine was good, but nothing really stood out to us. Jefferson Vineyards is located on the Monticello wine trail, and it's within 10 to 15 minutes of Eastwood Winery, Trump Winery, and Blenheim Vineyards. They have a gravel lot with picnic tables and umbrellas for extra seating. They also have some tables outside the tasting room, and they have a food truck that's open from 12 every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We had to leave at 12, so at 11:45 we asked if any of their food was pre-made. They said that the charcuterie box and the cheese and fruit box were both pre-made, so we could have one of those, but they didn't seem too happy about us breaking the rules. The charcuterie cheese board thing was pretty below average. It was basically adult lunchables that you could just buy in a store, but we weren't mad about it. It was only $16. We spent an hour and 10 minutes total at Jefferson Vineyards, but if we could replan the trip, we would have just done 40 to 45 minutes at this one. We also somehow forgot to mention Mount Ida Reserve. Must have been all the ciders, because this was one of our favorite stops. We did make a booking for Mount Ida, and you could choose indoor seating or a covered outdoor table. Walk-ins are also welcome, but it's about 35 minutes away from downtown Charlottesville, so if you're driving all the way out there, it's a little risky to not have a booking. The building was incredible inside and outside. The inside smelled like wood. This is another one that didn't have a bad seat in the house. We got one of each wine flight, a red, a white, and a medal winners. The wine flights ranged from $16 to $20. And we also decided to try out some of their food. We tried the burrito, which was really good, and it was $24. And we also had one of the best charcuterie boards here. It was $42, which seems steep, but it was worth every penny. The fruit was fresh, the jams were homemade, and the meats and cheeses were really good. We sat in a high top next to the bar where they were making homemade pizzas. We didn't have enough time to try one, but they smelled really good. They also had a brewery behind the bar and about 10 different homemade beers on draft.
There's one in there.
Oh, is it?
They also had this really cool deck where you could look over the entire grounds. Mount Ida's open every day of the week from 12 o'clock, Friday and Saturday from 11 o'clock, and Sunday they do brunch from 10. Mount Ida also had about 8 different houses on the property that you can stay at, but they're all pretty big, so I think it's more for weddings and not just a weekend getaway for a couple.
I think it's time for another one, Blessed.
I think I'm ordering an egg salad right now.
You want sides?
Egg salad.
Sides. First. Kaylee's going to get us some food. So I'm just going to hang out. I'm loving it here. So we were just looking at the Uber situation. So
I was getting worried.
From Potters, it's what?
It takes 9 minutes for the Uber to get here, and it's $18. Obviously, unless you want Uber X, but
Yeah, easy day. Don't listen to don't listen to the BS.
well, we'll see. When we need one, there might not be any.
Don't listen to the hoop they have. Everything that we just ate was pretty damn good.
It was good.
Everything was good.
Really
so
good. So if you come here to eat, you're getting some good
You're
stuff.
getting good food.
Yeah.
We got 3 different sandwiches, and the bread that they're putting everything on.
Oh my
I think
God,
one
the
was like
bread
a
is
white
great.
with sourdough, and the other 2 were just like the white loaves.
And the pretz.
The pretzel was good, yeah. Kaylee loved their egg salad.
I love the egg salad.
Tofu banh mi was good.
Tofu banh mi
Roast
was
beef
really
was
good.
solid.
They have like pickled veggies on there. I love that.
Yep. So yeah, food, ciders, atmosphere. This is a must do. This
I
place
would
was
say
really
stop
cool.
here on your tour if you were going.
I think now we're going on 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's
And
like
I don't
7
know if we're gonna leave yet. We're just like chilling. Just wiping my.
I was gonna say, he's drying your sweat down there.
Just wiping on my underknees. So just booked our Uber. So we got a 5-star SUV, 8 minutes away. Not bad.
Oh my god.
I think we're gonna grab a drink. I don't think we're ready for bed yet,
No,
so
I
I think
we'll have a bath. We'll try and find a bar maybe.
yeah, we'll grab a drink, maybe sit out front of the resort. Yeah. Oh, you're wearing floaties. All right, next stop, the mill room.
Where we begun.
Where we begun. Gonna have a couple drinks, couple sides,
Ice my feet.
couple warts. Kaylee's icing her feet over here. Have a relax.
I think we're gonna end up on that swing over there. What do you reckon?
Maybe so. We look beat down from all of them.
We are beat down.
From trekking around. It's wine country.
I got a sweat mustache and an egg hairstyle.
Mm.
What do you got?
And you got some big ass feet at the moment.
It means big like a mushy, not large. Of size 8.
Large. Oh, is that turn down service?
Oh my god.
We didn't even ask for this. We got chocolates.
I was literally like, oh, if they didn't make out the bed, I'm gonna be so mad. And they gave us chocolate.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Did they give us fresh towels? Let's see.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Good end to the Boar's Head Resort stay. Alrighty, morning everybody. So we're on our way out of Boar's Head Resort. Had a nice stay here. Nothing special, but like the room did its job. Yep. And I love this
really nice
artwork over here. So they have like the Thomas Jefferson's 10 rules. We were reading through those yesterday. Really, really cool. Yeah. I can't take any of my water bottles because Kaylee won't let me hold on to any tchotchkes.
We don't have tchotchkes.
But we're on the move. We're gonna head to a bakery and then probably hit up Monticello, do a little exploring.
Yep.
So see you in a bit.
So when we were at Potter's Cider the night before, we told the man working behind the bar that we were going to go to Bodo's Bagels for breakfast. He said he would never tell anybody not to go to Bodo's Bagels, but if we had time to definitely check out Mariebette Bakery. He said that Mariebette supplies a lot of the wineries in the region, so because we'd already been to Bodo's Bagels twice, we decided to check out Mariebette. When we first arrived, the queue was massive. They have it set up so that you queue up outside until the line is small enough inside to fit more people. When we got inside, it was absolutely packed. They only had a couple of breakfast sandwiches on the menu, sausage, egg, bacon and cheese. Surprisingly, the line moved really quick. A lot of people were just going in to get their grab and go options, a coffee, a pre-made quiche, a croissant, and then just leaving. Everything we had at the bakery was 10 out of 10. You could choose to have your breakfast sandwich on a baguette or a croissant, and both were amazing. We over-ordered as usual, but we had to soak up some of those wines from the night before. The service was friendly and we'd definitely go back. The seating was pretty limited. We got there at 9ish and when we left at about 10:30, the place cleared out a little bit. We got really lucky with a table in the back, but when we go again, we'll probably just take away. Most people in the queue were either checking out your food to see if it looked good or waiting for your table to come open.
All right, so the Mariebette Bakery. So for me, my favorite thing that I had was that pretzel bread with the everything seasoning on it.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so good. I think that's they said that's the only place that makes them around town. That wasn't to say everything else wasn't amazing. It was just, that was the best thing. The bread in there, the baguettes were awesome.
Yep.
All their pastries, we tried 3 different ones. They were all good. I don't think there's anything in that place that they serve that would be bad. Their eggs were awesome. The cheese they used was awesome. The coffee was good. Like, just an awesome spot.
After breakfast, we slowly made our way down to Thomas Jefferson's Monticello. We took the scenic route, which was really beautiful. We passed a lot of old buildings, bridges, wineries, churches, that sort of thing. We didn't know how busy it was going to be being the holiday weekend, so we booked tickets online before we got there. They were $22 per person, and that was just an all-day ticket to visit the grounds. There was a lot of different ticket options. You can do a highlights tour, a family-friendly tour, plantation walking tour, slavery and freedom tour. We We just wanted to walk around at our own pace and take it all in. The basic ticket gets you entry to pretty much everything except for inside Thomas Jefferson's home. But the garden, the burial ground, the activity centers, museum, and exhibits are all included in the lowest price ticket. We got there at 10:30 and it wasn't busy at all. They have free shuttle buses that take you around, or you can take the walking trails if you prefer. The shuttles came every 5 minutes or less. They stopped at the visitor center at the bottom, Thomas Jefferson's house at the top, and the burial ground in the middle. We pulled up at the first stop and Thomas Jefferson's house was right in front of us. To the right of his house and down some steps, there was a little store that you could buy waters, drinks, snacks, and there was a little seating area under a tree if you wanted to have a little picnic.
So these are the tours you can do. There's little groups of them. And then Kaylee and I are just kind of swanning around by ourselves. So what was it, 20 bucks?
Yeah, $20, but you get the whole day in here, so.
Yeah, you get the whole day in here and you can just jump on and off the shuttle. So we're just kind of swanning around, making up our own history.
Yeah, we are.
Cool place. Love it.
The gardens were just behind Thomas Jefferson's house. We could have opted to do a garden tour for free, but again, we just decided to swan around. Every 4th of July, they put on citizenship ceremonies in the gardens behind Monticello. We were too late to join this year, but we're gonna try and sign me up for next year's ceremony. I better start brushing up on my American history and the national anthem.
Gailey's favorite apples. Looks like some Granny Smiths.
The gardens were actually our favorite part of the whole experience. We saw flowers from all different continents: Africa, Asia, Australia, Europe. And there was lots of bees, butterflies, tadpoles, spiders. It was just a really peaceful and relaxing place. When we finished up in the gardens, we walked to the other side of the house where there was a little museum set up. We're not massive museum people, so we didn't stop in every room and read every plaque. But we did take time out to check out the cellars. It was really well maintained down there and freezing cold.
I think we need one of these when we build our house. We're going to have a little room at the bottom for our wines, and every time I want one, I'm going to ring a little bell, and Jason's going to put it on the trolley, and it's going to come all the way up to the fireplace.
Yeah, that's cool. Thomas Jefferson had a dumbwaiter.
Included in our general admission ticket, there was a 45-minute slavery at Monticello tour. We could have joined one at this point, but again, we're not massive museum people. So we had a quick look in all the exhibits, and I'm just seeing now Jason put his phone inside the ice house. Definitely could have dropped it, but whatever. After the museum section, we went to check out the farms. They have all different seasonal fruit and veg growing there. And after that, we could have got the shuttle to the gravesite, but we decided to take a stroll instead.
How you liking Monticello?
I'm actually really enjoying myself.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a history buff, but
Yeah, we've been to a few museums and we were just kind of like in and out pretty quickly, but like this one is really nice because
it's outside.
You're outside, you're just kind of swanning around.
The views are crazy.
There's not a whole lot of just like random stuff that doesn't mean anything.
Reading
like
crap on walls.
Everything is like, oh, I got to read this, but it's like usually small, condensed, and it's like good info. So yeah, we're really enjoying it. The gardens are nice. They have flowers everywhere, and it's like, I think, all right, we didn't get the tour, so I don't know if this is true, but I think it's the flowers that got imported because there's a bunch of stuff I've never seen before, but they have them all over the property.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It was about a 3 to 5 minute walk to the gravesite. The graveyard was pretty impressive, but there wasn't too much to see and do down there, so we only spent about 5 minutes. We found out on the way out that you could download an app and get an audio tour of the whole property. I don't know if we would have done it because we just love to chat, but it's pretty cool to have the option. The walk from the burial ground back to the visitor center was about 10 minutes. It wasn't too bad, but it wasn't a gravel road. We decided to skip the exhibits at the visitor center. Apparently you could also watch a film down there, but we didn't really want to do that. They have a massive gift shop at Monticello. We had a quick squiz before we left. They had all your usual tchotchkes, t-shirts, stuff like that. But they also had mead, cider, cheese, crackers, charcuterie bits. They had Thomas Jefferson's wines and some jams and sauces that were made in the area.
He's coming home, the boys. So we were saying how they had like so many different flowers on the property, and looks like they sell all the seeds for everything here. That is so cool. Then they got like little seed collections.
Oh yeah, that's really cute.
That'd be a nice gift. So we're just swanning around. They also got a lot of wine, snacks. Cool shop. Smells good in here.
Jason's decided to buy the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the USA. He's over there.
So highly recommend that one. What do you reckon? Yeah, our expectations for that one weren't much, and it was really good. And we got some souvenirs on the way out. So we're on the move. All right, so fantastic weekend. It's just so nice sneaking away and doing a couple days here.
Yeah.
If you're looking for wine country, it exists.
We'll be back.
We'll be back for sure. And we will also let you know once we get home our tops and our bottoms for all the wineries that we hit. So yeah, we're heading back home now. Thank you everyone who watched, and we'll see you guys in a bit.
Alright, if you made it this far, we just wanted to thank you for watching. We did say we'd give you our favorites. We couldn't come up with a top 5, so we did 7 or 8 instead. Number 1, Southwest Mountains. That was definitely our favorite. Second place goes to Trump Winery and Pippin Hill Farm. For third place, we chose Barboursville and Mount Ida Vineyards. And fourth was Eastwood Farm and Vineyards. Now, I couldn't do a list of our favorites without including at least one cider, so we got 2 on there. Potter's Craft Cider and Trump Cidery. If friends and family were coming from out of town, this is definitely the itinerary we would do, or some variation of it. Eastwood Farm and Potter's Craft Cider were great places to end because they're open a little bit later. And then the best places to eat, in our opinion, was Southwest Mountain, Pippin Hill Farm, Mount Ida Vineyards, and Barboursville. Now, we haven't even scratched the surface on wineries in Charlottesville. We pretty much haven't hit any of the north side yet. So if anyone has any recommendations in the Charlottesville area, please let us know. We're always looking for new ones. This style of video is really different for us, but we had a lot of fun making it. If anybody knows any other wine regions on the East Coast, or honestly anywhere in the States, please let us know your favorites in the comments. We know we have to get out to California one of these days, but we love just hearing other people's ideas and where they love to go. Some of the best places we went to on these little trips were recommendations from other people. So hopefully we'll see you soon for another video. We have no idea when the next one or what the next one is going to be, whether it's Vegas, something else on the East Coast, or Australia. It might be 2 weeks or 2 months from now. You'll just have to subscribe so you don't miss it. We really just need to get into our house first and sort our life out. In the meantime, our April series is up on our other channel, The Coin Show. That's where we put all of our Vegas trips and any gambling stuff we do. And as Jason would say, we'll see you in a bit.